The ocean is terrifying. I suppose I'm playing into the Asian stereotype of not being able to swim, but I really hate the ocean. Like, the idea of just sinking forever makes me feel so... ugh. The deepest parts of the ocean are so dangerous due to the immense pressure the water exerts on you. Cue barotrauma, which is defined as severe injuries caused by changes in pressure in closed cavities of the body. It's also a game. Tiny... Oh, there's the mud raptor! Oh, it's in the ship! It's in the ship! It's in the ship!
Oh, someone stop my diving suit off me.
Wait, that's too fast. I'm getting left behind. Why are you shooting at me?
Shut up, like him.
Ow! The prisoner's revolting! The prisoner's revolting! Help! Security! Security! My medical officer didn't bring medical supplies. Why does the medical officer not have medical supplies on him? When we get... Toby, there's a guy in front of you! Toby, he's got a gun! Run! Oh, there's an abyss monster above us. Welcome to Barotrauma, the only game where you can go from fixing electrical systems 1 minute to being crushed from water pressure the next. In this game, you and your friends pilot a submarine through the waters of Europa, Jupiter's moon, where you will encounter monsters and horrors of the abyss. Now, before you can start the game, we must first discuss the roles. In Barotrauma, there are 5 roles, plus the assistant, so 6 roles. The captain, a calm, mentally sane individual who pilots the ship and manages the crew. The medical officer, who probably lost their medical license on Earth and now practices dubious healthcare and genetic modification in the unregulated waters of Europa. The mechanical engineer, who focuses on crafting new equipment, fixing leaks, and repairing mechanical systems. The electrical engineer, who manages the reactor, as well as creating different circuitry. Yes, you can actually create legitimate circuits in this game. The security officer, whose only job is to shoot guns, and the assistant, who assists. Today, I will be showing you the campaign, which comprises of 2 main gameplay loops, outposts and missions. Outposts are basically pre-game lobbies, where you will acquire missions, tend to the wounded, and purchase supplies, while the actual game takes place in procedurally generated levels. So before we depart on our first mission, we must first select an outpost to head to and the missions we will take on. The number of skulls refers to the general difficulty of the objective. However, keep in mind that random monsters and hazards will spawn regardless of the mission you select. Transport missions are the easiest, bringing supplies, crews, prisoners, or VIPs to the next outpost. But just be aware, these guys have the AI capacity of a Samsung smart fridge, so they will die if anything minor happens to the submarine. Exploration missions like mining, exploring ruins, and wrecks are always pretty fun because you get to experience what it's like to be a deep-sea cave diver who definitely won't get stuck in Nutty Putty Hole. And finally, combat missions, which are the most dangerous and will have you hunting nests, large monsters, and other submarines. Now that we've selected our mission, it's time to get the submarine up and running. First, start up the nuclear reactor. Don't worry, the radiation sickness won't kill you, because the monsters will get to you first. And now, time to get going. I'm serious, that's actually all you have to do to get the ship running. In the captain's capable hands, we almost crash. Our first mission is to simply transport medical cargo from one outpost to another. To dock the ship, you just have to align these green boxes with your green boxes, and we're here. Simple, right? While we're at the next outpost, let's talk about factions. There are 4 main factions in Europa. The 2 main powers, the Europa Coalition and the Jovian Separatists, fight for power over Europa and directly oppose each other. Completing missions for one faction can directly lower your reputation for the other, and increasing relations gives you access to new purchasable items and passageways. Now, before you decide which faction to ally with, let me ask you this. Would you rather join the rat hole hiding, beta, sabotaging cucks, or join the coalition? Yeah, that's what I thought. The other 2 factions are the Church of the Husk and the Honk Mother. I'm not too familiar with these guys, to be honest, but one is about clowns and the other one is about husks, which we will get to later in this video. So anyway, the clowns are getting a bit out of hand on this station, and nobody look. Sir, pay no attention to the dead man over there. He died of unforeseen circumstances. So let's begin our next set of missions. For our next mission, we have 3 objectives: a supply transport, personnel transport, and terminating a swarm. While we're here, now's a good time to give you a tour of our submarine. Every submarine has an engine, no duh, reactor, weapons room, ballasts, which are like these rooms that fill with water to dive or rise, medical storage, an armory, captain's area, and a central electrical area. All of these systems interlink with each other to form a fully functional, operational submarine. Maintaining all these systems would be really mundane, if not for the constant threat of ending up at the bottom of the ocean. Now that we've been completely smashed by the regional hammerhead, the ship is now rapidly taking on water and we are sinking really fast. So either you put on a diving suit or become one with the water. While the other crew deals with the hammerhead, we fix the leaks, repair any broken systems, and continue on our way to our next outpost. Thus comprises the main gameplay loop of BAROTRAUMA: acquire missions, complete missions, and get paid. In BAROTRAUMA, money is everything. Morality does not exist when profits are on the horizon, as you could tell by my prior actions. Something else you can do at Outposts is upgrade your submarine. Almost everything on your ship can be upgraded, from engine speed, supercapacitor performance, to new weapons and weapon hardpoints. So we purchase a chain gun as the front turret, giving us almost 360-degree turret coverage. The first submarine we start with, the Dugong, is a Tier 1 scout submarine. There are 3 kinds of submarines in BAROTRAUMA, each with their own specializations. Attack submarines, which specialize in speed and offensive capability. Transport submarines, which are large cargo carriers. And finally, scout submarines. What do they really do? Submarines cost a lot of money, so we will be stuck with the Dugong for quite a while, but we'll need higher tier submarines to traverse the deeper parts of Europa and progress through the campaign. Something else to note, a lot of the bigger and later game submarines recommend crew numbers in the double digits. Now, I personally do not have this many friends that play BAROTRAUMA, but if you do, can I borrow some? So instead, we fill out our rosters with bots, which you can hire at Outposts. Bots are pretty stupid, to be honest, but they can be a massive help with less complicated tasks like fixing leaks or broken systems. Anyway, we're on our next mission, and we've got contact with the external wildlife. In BAROTRAUMA, the indigenous wildlife is not your friend. Almost everything is immediately hostile because, well, the game hates you. Manning the guns, we're under attack by mud raptors, a particularly aggressive creature that has a real knack for getting in your ship. These guys can definitely 1v1 a crew member, unless the crew member happens to be American. Now, picture this, your captain is dangerously wounded, ripped to shreds by 2 mud raptors who boarded our ship without permission. What do? A. Nothing. B. Call for the medical officer. C. Exercise your American freedom. Or D. Consult with your insurance company to accept a claim to cover the $3,000 of medical bills. If you said C, you're almost correct. Medicine in this game is quite complex, with 166 different afflictions. If you want a quick guide, bandages for bleeding, morphine for pain relief, and saline for blood loss. For everything else, try your best. If you thought mud raptors were terrifying, you haven't seen anything yet. The Moloch is one of the bigger enemies, and it's a giant jellyfish. It has one main attack: hit boat. Luckily, it's not a huge problem, but some of the enemies later down the line definitely are. BAROTRAUMA's map is separated by specific passageways to other biomes. We start in the Cold Caverns, a calm, generally peaceful location. As we progress further along the map, we'll need to increase our reputation with the individual factions to unlock certain passageways. The next biome we unlock is the European Ridge, with strong currents, hostile flora, and new monsters, like this tiger thresher. It's not very good at climbing up ladders, I think.
Oh, there's a husk infection.
Another group of enemies you'll encounter are the husks, zombie-like creatures that spread by biting or by injecting calyx extract. Calixtonide is the only definitive cure for the husk infection once you've got it, but you can cure it early with antibiotics. Luckily for us, we have neither, leading to us evacuating to the airlock with one idea. The plan is to let the water pressure crush all of the husks. So I mean, that one should die, right? Little did you know, once they take over, they don't die to water pressure. Husks are terrifying. They can infect more than just humans, and once you get bitten, there's a really high chance you'll get infected. They swim faster than you, and heal whenever they take a chunk out of you. Even if you do down them, they'll slowly regenerate, so keep hitting them until their health bar disappears completely. Now that we're all infected, it's probably just best to let ourselves get taken out. When you respawn, you start in a little shuttle that you have to dock with the main submarine. This can be sort of difficult. And also, you are part of the game world, so monsters can find you and attack you and follow you towards the ship. Thank you, BAROTRAUMA, for really kicking us when we're down. We kill the hammerheads, slowly weld and repair the ship, and make it to the next outpost. I think it's time for a submarine upgrade. We will be upgrading to the R29 Big Rig, a fat boy who specializes in transportation with extensive storage, and a fabricator. In BAROTRAUMA, crafting is a major element where we can create weapons, ammunition, armor, and much more. We are also joined by our new security officer, Barry B3 Benson, a competent individual who will definitely not cause us problems in the future. Barry? The new submarine will take some getting used to, but for now, our main objective is to transport these prisoners to the next outpost. A simple objective that definitely does not involve me being shot in the ass. Thank you, security officer, for your help. This mission really shouldn't be this difficult if you had a capable crew. Something else to note, CPR does not work on dead people. Oh dear, that is not good. We also have a ongoing husk infection, which is even less than ideal. Safe to say, we did not survive. Our next mission is to hunt down a separatist submarine. Well, given how easy it is to sink our own submarine, I'm sure it won't be that hard.
Right below. Oh, wait, he's... Gotta go.
We're falling.
Dear God, this was Vietnam all over again. Not only are they infinitely smarter than we are, they can also laser you through the wall. Something else to note, they've overcharged their supercapacitor, which means their coil gun will not stop firing. All this means is that this single turret destroys our entire ship. So, new plan. Board the enemy submarine. Which initially goes very well. I mean, we cut through the bottom, single out an officer, and oh god, there's like 5 people, and they all have shotguns. So that doesn't work either. So we just redock and go searching for an alien artifact instead. Alien ruins are pre-generated structures in BAROTRAUMA. Inside are artifacts, traps, and enemies. Though in our ruin, there really wasn't anything. This place is definitely a bit spooky. To obtain the main artifact for our mission, we have to complete a puzzle, which I am not very good at, so I will let Tomariao do it instead. Obtaining the artifact, and I am slowly losing my mind. The artifact slowly gives you psychosis, which is basically mental instability. For example, it looks like this pump is broken. It's not. And my captain also believes that the entire room is on fire.
Why am I on fire? Why am I on fire? Why am I on fire? Why am I on fire?
You're not on fire.
Do you not see the room on fire?
No, you're on psychosis. You're psychotic, Emily.
Oh.
The other mission we are tasked with is a wreck salvage. Along the depths of Europa, wrecks will spawn even if you don't have them as an objective. While we are looting the wreck...
Oh!
Ow.
Ow!
Dear God, the consequences of my actions. Wrecks have great loot, but have also got a reason why they are, wrecked. In this case, crawlers are inhabiting the wreck, which is easy to deal with. I mean, just use your American freedom. But in other wrecks, husks are definitely way worse and way scarier. I mean, God, I wish I bought a shotgun. A great way to deal with husks, though, is to use the main guns on the submarine, which would work assuming that the person manning the guns has an IQ above room temperature.
Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, you're shooting.
Alright.
Alas, against the efforts of my medical officer, I survived. Collecting the data, we head towards the next outpost. Is what should have happened, had a terrorist organization not began a civil war, leading us to encounter several mud raptors along the way. As we were preoccupied, they got into the ship and tore me to pieces. That's the last of our worries though, because we are sinking. And you know that tiny thing called the Abyss? Yeah, it's not tiny, and it has that. Safe to say again, we did not survive. So we try again, and eventually we get to the next outpost. Our next mission involves us killing some crawlers. So whilst going for a dive...
I'm at 32.
My security officer just shot me with a grenade.
Thank you for shooting me directly in the face with a grenade launcher. So whilst in dire need of medical attention, my crew completely abandons me. I guess I could say, I've been barotraumatized.
I'm sorry. I was
Oh!
trying to
Told
figure
everyone
out.
but the guy.
I'm so sorry.
I can't get rid of this acid.
You're sinking.